Aboriginal languages in Canada are endangered, having faced drastic decline. In fact, only 1 in 4 Aboriginal people speak an Aboriginal language. While Inuktitut is one of the more viable languages, it too faces challenges. The Ottawa Inuit Children's Centre works to preserve Inuktitut through language classes for children and adults. Capital News Online sat in on the Head Start preschool program for a lesson in language. Ina Kolotozakal is the cultural teacher at the OICC.
In order to make a teacher to teach the language, you have to make it fun. Lots of action, lots of movement. What I do is, for example, if I'm teaching our alphabet, you just heard earlier on the floor, you cannot just sing and sit there.
The author is Sarah Alulu.
Lena Agalochuk teaches Inuktitut at the Head Start program.
For the ones that don't know how to speak Inuktitut and read or write them, we have to use beginners, teach them the soundings of the syllabics or the finals. So we use the terms that are simple. We have a library and we have some teaching resources and also like Inuktitut children's book or youth and adults. Most of them are in Inuktitut, and some of them may be translated into English. Some of them are in a different dialect because back home up north there's different dialects.
Linda Brown became reacquainted with Inuktitut as an adult. Her 3-year-old daughter is currently enrolled in the Head Start program.
She does a lot of different things that support the language. A lot of it's, when they sit down and have meals together, they identify foods, they, say please and thank you in Inuktitut. Well, not please, but they say thank you in Inuktitut. There is no word for please, by the way. And she sings songs, and she identifies animals. I'm really excited that the language will continue on no matter where my children are, whether they're down here or up north.
So how hard is it to learn Inuktitut?
It is very difficult when you think in English, because Inuktitut's almost the complete opposite. The sentence structures, the concepts, the way words kind of fit and flow together. It's very different, and it's a very descriptive language, and there's very slight, minute variations in words that change completely the meaning of what you're saying.
Karen Baker Anderson is the executive director of the OICC and is enthusiastic about the preservation of Inuktitut.
We wanted to offer the programs because there was a request from the community to offer these programs. We recently did a needs assessment of Inuit living in the Ottawa area. And one of the things that happens, as you can imagine, is if you're in a home community speaking your primary language, in this case Inuktitut, you speak it with those around you. So you hear it in the grocery store, you hear it in the schools, you live with people who speak the same language, and therefore you practice and keep your primary language. What we found when people moved to Ottawa is that they were no longer being exposed to their language in the same way or had the opportunities to converse in the same manner or to the same degree. And also there was a time in history when speaking your Aboriginal language was not popular and was actually restricted and prohibited in residential schools. This is a new generation that is embracing, in my opinion, their language, and they do want to get their language back. Language is a gift, and like I said, it's really part of culture, and it's important that we sustain culture and celebrate culture, and one of the many ways of doing that is through the retention of language.
For Capital News Online, I'm Tanya Belletta.